Perfect. I'm recording. All right, let me take this off because I can't actually see you or talk, but I thought this would be a good start. I bought it, so I might as well.
Finally,
Feel
a
free to leave
visible
it on.
That's
raptor.
amazing.
I know. I lost my superpower.
Sweet.
Love that.
Oh,
All right, now you have an invisible raptor head.
and that's the Scooby-Doo ending. It was me the whole time. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm joined by Mike Capes, Johnny Wickman, and Mike Hermosa talking about The Invisible Raptor, which is coming to theaters and digital on December 6th, 2024. I'm going to talk to them right now, and while you're watching, if you can like, subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. I'll spend a lot. Thank you. All right, so thanks so much for joining me today. I've got actor co-writer Mike Capes, co-writer Johnny Wickman, and director Mike Hermosa talking about The Invisible Raptor, which is coming to theaters and digital on December 6th, 2024. It is a ridiculous horror comedy that has a fantastic cast, a ridiculous but fun premise, and a whole lot of camp. I enjoyed this a lot more than I expected to. I thought this was going to be terrible, and I loved it. So I am
That's
very excited to
awesome.
talk to you
You
all.
hear that a lot. That's amazing.
Exactly. I mean, you did it, right? That's what you were going for. So
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
all
Well,
right,
with the
so
title, we knew going in with the title that the title was going to be our best friend and our worst enemy going in. Like it was either going to draw people in or make them question what the hell this is going to be. And so it means a lot that you're telling us that it defied your expectations because that's the biggest compliment that we could receive,
Yeah.
obviously.
yeah, for sure. I mean, both, right? Like it drew me in, but also I was like, well, I have no idea what this is going to be like. But it was a lot of fun. My first question though is how much alcohol and or other substances went into creating the concept for this film?
Gosh, that's a great question. And I wish I had the fun answer, but man, I was stone cold sober on the.
That is the most surprising thing about this interview, I think.
Yeah. Wildly enough, it was one of those silly 3 a.m. ideas, and it was during COVID, so it was the fun idea of, hey, guys, we want to make a movie. Clearly, we're guys who don't have access to a lot of money, so if we do a movie with an invisible creature, then guess how much money we're saving? We're saving a ton on VFX, no CGI required. And if we're going to do that, let's go for it. Let's do the hardest thing to do, which is basically Jurassic Park. So yeah, we came in with that concept. It was surprisingly stone cold sober.
Yeah.
I yeah,
Every
that
writing session completely stone cold sober too. I don't think we ever.
Gosh, yeah, we were sober the whole time. Well, yeah, even during shooting.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is magical. That's amazing. I had no idea.
We like to defy expectations.
Exactly. I thought that the whole invisible concept was because it's an indie movie and you're like, we don't have the budget for a Raptor or VFX, so we might as well just like work around that and see what we can do. It's a really brilliant idea.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And so, you know, Mike and Johnny are both co-writers. How did the writing process go? Did you just kind of like tag team it? Did you take certain parts of it, or how did that develop?
Yeah, so Johnny and I, we write together. It's more of a collaborative scene by scene effort. We won't go to page until we've written out an entire outline, including dialogue. I mean, our outline becomes very thought out, and we even play out scenes. We act out the scenes, we play them, we sit within them and investigate different elements that we can play with until we've answered every possible hole or question, and then we'll have more questions and we just keep going and going until we have no more questions. And then as far as jokes are concerned, we just write the jokes together and the best joke wins.
Yeah. We basically just set out to make ourselves laugh. And once we get to the point where we've made ourselves laugh with something super ridiculous, we're like, okay, that's got to be in there. And the great thing about this was like when the three of us decided to work on this project together, um, there was really no like Mike Capes and I were actually writing this to give to Mike Hermosa to be like, here you go, let's make it, and we didn't have any money yet, and we didn't have an EP lined up. There was like nothing that told us as we were writing that this was actually going to be a thing, which I think helped us just kind of freely write whatever we wanted. Like we had the freedom to make ourselves laugh. No one was saying yes or no to anything. We didn't know we were going to have the money. And we just so happened to, be able to write what we wanted. And then we lucked out to get the EP and then eventually the studio that let us make the thing. Like we had no notes through the whole entire process, and this is what you get. You get no notes.
That's awesome. And I feel like, I wonder, Mike, when you got this, did it feel kind of like they were giving you a giant pile of Raptor turd, or did you like read this and were just so excited?
Oh, I was so excited that the minute Mike pitched me this idea, I was just like, I tell people I was calling him to pitch him ideas, and then he had this idea, and I forgot about my ideas. I just loved it. You know, I love this style of comedy. It's the stuff I grew up on. You know, big swings, and yeah, it was just great.
That's awesome. And I do like that you are writing that you are both writing this sober to make yourself laugh, because that makes sense. Because then when people watch it and they might have a few drinks or other substances, then it'll be even funnier. So as long as you can make yourself laugh sober, you'll make drunk and or other inebriated people laugh as well.
That's a good
We hope
point.
so.
Yeah.
So please have whatever refreshment you want while watching it.
Yeah,
Exactly,
we
yes.
encourage the responsible consumption of whatever mind-altering substances you choose to watch this movie.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, I watched it sober and I laughed. So, but I imagine it would be just as funny or funnier with various other substances as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Mike, you also starred in this. Were you always going to be the star of this film? Did you write this character knowing that you would take it on?
Yeah, my ego would not let me picture anyone else in the role. Yeah, no, I've been trudging around the actor world for a long time. It's a very hard business. I've been making a living doing commercials here and there and little TV spots once in a blue moon, and then I had some success on YouTube, sort of playing this version of myself. And yeah, so I've always wanted to be in a movie. I've always wanted to, star in a movie and in some of the stuff like I grew up on. So when this opportunity came, there was no way anyone else was going to play this role. I was going to fight tooth and nail.
I don't think I
when
could
we
picture.
started writing it, like when a lot of times when we write together, because we do write, when we write stuff together, a lot of times we're writing for Mike. And I think the character, I may be wrong about this, but I think this is what happened. We call the character Mike throughout until we find a name for the character. So it's like, and then Mike does this, and then Mike,
right.
Mike. So yeah, it was always Mike the whole time. We wrote for this like character that we've kind of cultivated over the course of years.
And I don't think I could think of another paleontologist butt expert than you, Mike. So I mean, hats off.
I don't even think
thank you very much.
any other actor would have just submitted to a lot of this stuff.
Exactly.
What would my character be doing that? They'd be questioning so much, but Mike this is him. He just went in and did it. So
it would have been hard to find another actor that got behind being a butthole expert.
I mean, but you found an actor to play Denny, so I assume that you could do anything, because that person also had some very compromising scenes. Very funny, very lovable, but also very compromising scenes.
Very compromising. Nod to David Shackelford for doing all that stuff at 3 a.m. in freezing cold weather and numerous other crazy conditions. So yeah, Dave Shackelford was a real treat for us to have on set.
That's awesome. So speaking of the rest of the cast, how did you get the rest of the cast? Have you worked with them before? And also, how did you get Sean Astin to have a brief but very important role in this film?
Money.
Not a ton, I assume, but at least some.
Not a ton. Yeah, no, Sean Astin, we had a casting director reach out to him. He luckily responded to the material, and then he said yes to the money that we offered, and he showed it. He was fantastic, though. Honestly, super fantastic to work with and fun. And then Mike and Johnny, all of us, we can kind of run through the gamut, but all the rest of the actors in the cast were our friends that we knew personally. Outside of Elliot, the kid Luke Speakman who played Elliot, we cast him.
The old lady, the old woman.
Bunny Levine, we cast. So Luke and Bunny Levine, we cast through
the oldest actor and the youngest actor, which makes sense because that's not in our range.
That's not your social circle.
yeah, they were outside of our Venn diagram of concentric circles there. So we had to go really young over here and really old over there, bring it in with the casting, and really Sean Astin.
Then the rest of the characters, Mike Hermosa worked with Richard Riehle. He worked with Sandy Martin, who plays Henrietta McCluskey. And so knowing that going in, when we were writing the script, we were writing for people that we knew we could get. So Mike would tell us, hey, I can get Sandy. She would love to join this. And then we went off and crafted a character for Sandy.
Yeah. I mean,
as well as
this movie would not have even, this would have been a completely different movie had Mike Hermosa not said, I know Sandy Martin, she's willing to do something. We should write this role for her.
very true, yeah.
You can't even imagine someone else playing that role.
No.
And so, yeah, I mean, the fact that Hermosa's like, this Sandy Martin is willing to do it right for Sandy Martin, we're like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like
and
to
Sandy
call her
always
our
says too,
Beetlejuice.
her biggest fans are like 12 to 18-year-old boys. So that's like her demographic of fans. So we're like, perfect, come on in. So yeah, we got really lucky with Sandy and everyone.
That's awesome. And one of the things I loved most about this film is just all the like random movie references and Easter eggs, and like they're all fantastic. And if you watch it very carefully, there's a lot. But how did you get the original Rufio to come in and play Rufio in the police station? Because I was just like, it was a brief moment. I was like, how did they arrange this?
Yeah, Dante Bosco, the actor who played Rufio, is good friends of ours. And yeah, I called him one day and said, "Hey man, we're shooting this scene. It'd be great if we can get you to cameo as Rufio." And he's always down. Dante is the coolest guy in the world. He's never said no to anything we've ever asked him. So he showed up dressed as Rufio and plays a version of Rufio in our Spielberg County Sheriff's Department. So yeah, it was just, a lot of friends coming through for us and doing great favors, and we couldn't be more grateful for that.
Yeah, that was a fun surprise. I loved Hook growing up, and I was like, it was like 2 seconds, and like, wait, I think that's who that is.
Yeah.
And one thing I always love with campy B movies is outtakes. There are no outtakes in this movie. Are there going to be outtakes in like some sort of future release that we can laugh at?
Gosh, I hope they're on the Blu-ray
Well,
because we have some pretty fun outtakes. Yeah. I hope that's on the Blu-ray. We will have a Blu-ray coming out. We don't have a date on that yet, but we will have a Blu-ray. So hopefully they put that on there, and then hopefully we can do some commentary too.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
yeah. Fingers crossed. You could do sober commentary, drunk commentary. I mean, just have a couple different tracks, layer it.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
think we should do commentary for every substance out there. That way, if
Mhm.
you're enjoying it, whatever substance you're on, you'll get a commentary from us on a similar substance, so we can all have fun.
Yeah, from the DMT realm.
Yeah,
All
the,
safe and legal. All safe and legal,
the
obviously.
LSD commentary is just like
Yeah.
loud house music for some reason the entire time, but hey, it'll work. So I know we have limited time. I'm gonna switch to lightning round, just very lightweight questions about the film. Want to see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. You can feel free to skip any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable. First, most important question: what is your favorite dinosaur? And we'll start with you, Johnny, because you're in my top corner.
Oh, my favorite dinosaur is a T-Rex.
Solid choice. Mike Capes.
I'm the T-Rex guy as well. I love the T-Rex.
All right. Mike Hermosa.
I'm gonna say Velociraptor.
Okay, good. On brand.
There
I
we
guess
go.
I guess the next movie is gonna have to have a T-Rex though. That seems to be
Interesting
what
that
it's telling
you
me.
say that. Interesting that you say that.
Interesting you say that.
Next question. What is the last time that you stepped in feces? Because there was a lot of feces potential hazards in this movie.
Dang, I have a horrific story about stepping in feces and shitting my own pants, but I will tell that on last time I stepped in feces, probably not too long ago. I live in a feces riddled environment, so
Okay.
probably 2 weeks ago.
Sounds like young children.
No, it's
Oh, sound
not.
dogs maybe.
I just live next
What?
to a train station in Los Angeles.
Ah. Okay. That's a much more hazardous situation.
I,
Any-
uh, I, you know, I the last time I stepped in feces, I was hosting a show, and I was literally on camera with a cameraman walking in front of me backwards, and I was in San Francisco, walking on the street in the middle of a take, and I stepped in a large amount of human feces.
Oof. That's but you had to keep going. You had to make
Had
sure
to
the scene
keep going.
happened.
Yeah,
Mike, have
because
you
you're
lived a charmed
allowed.
life?
Yeah.
I'd actually like to give up my time so Johnny can tell us his shitting in the pants.
No.
I'll
I'd
allow
like
it.
to give up my time. It's
Listen,
actually
I will send you an email personally about that. I'm not going to go on record with this story, but I mean, all right, fine. Cliff Notes version. Went to Benihana for someone's birthday party. Ate way too much. I was working at the Jim Henson studio, okay, where I was working in a bungalow at the Jim Henson studio. I was driving by. I really had to use the bathroom. I pull into the Jim Henson studio to the guard gate and I say, please, please unlock the bungalow. Let me in. He's like, I will in a minute. Give me some time. So I pull into the driveway and I'm like, I cannot, I'm going to die. So I get out of my car and kind of like stiff-legged walk to the door, stepped in homeless guy poop. It made my legs split. I did the split when I stepped in his poop and it caused me to shit in my pants.
It just opened the floodgates.
So, you know, it's horrible. I'm so apologetic to Kaylee on this call right now. I am sorry that I told this story. I did step in a homeless guy's poop and shit my pants, but this was a question that you asked. So
I know I invited it, and just like this film, it was something I did not expect to enjoy, but I enjoyed that story. So there we go.
Thank you for yielding your time for that story. I'd like to strike that from the record.
Mike Hermosa, you are doing the Lord's work, or a Lord's work, some Lord's work somewhere, but you can hopefully hear more of that on the Blu-ray commentary when it comes out in the future. But until then, make sure to check out The Invisible Raptor, coming to theaters and digital on December 6, 2024. It is ridiculous, fun, campy, tons of Easter eggs, just a really good indie sci-fi film. This is Mike Capes, Johnny Wickham, and Mike Hermosa. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
InvisibleRaptor.com for merch.
There we go.
Apple TV Plus.
I see the merch right there. Good branding right there. Oh, look at all that. Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
Invisible Raptor action figure.
That is smart production. All right. Thanks so much, guys. This is a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Mr.
Carruthers. With a badass mustache, by the way. That's a good one.
I know. Thank you. Well, I mean, you both have the full-on beard, so I wish I could do that. The mustache is all I can get, but it works. It's a style. It's a choice.
It's good. It looks good.
Thank you. That was Mike Capes, Johnny Wickman, and Mike Hermosa talking about The Invisible Raptor, which is coming to theaters and digital on December 6, 2024. It is a ridiculous horror comedy that has a fantastic cast, a silly, over-the-top premise, and a ton of camp. I really like this. I like this a lot more than I expected to, so I definitely think you should check it out. And if you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.